At 11 on your side.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Deborah Knapp. Here are the top stories we've been following. A warning from wildlife officials for residents of Portland's Alameda neighborhood. A 9-year-old child was attacked by a coyote. Plus, the city of Portland set to resume enforcement on its public camping ordinance. Hear what Mayor Keith Wilson had to say about his goal to end unsheltered homelessness. But first, KATU is on your side, pressing Oregon Governor Tina Kotek on why she's sending money to local food banks and not directly to SNAP users. Kotek declared a food security emergency today. KATU's Victor Park is live for us tonight with details. Victor?
Good evening, Deb. Earlier this week, we sent multiple emails to Governor Kotek's office asking if she would declare some sort of state of emergency or use money to help SNAP recipients like we've seen a handful of states do. Yesterday, Governor Bob Ferguson of Washington directed millions of dollars to local food pantries. And earlier today, we learned Governor Kotek of Oregon is doing a similar move.
Tonight, the clock is ticking for more than 1.5 million families relying on SNAP benefits across Oregon and Washington. With just days ahead of a hunger crisis, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek is directing $5 million to local food banks. It is part of a 60-day emergency declaration issued on Wednesday. Kotek says it'll increase supply during the holidays and help the state turn benefits back on when the government shutdown ends. It comes as people in communities across the region are trying to help.
I really do think that our communities, especially food banks, are already stretched thin.
People like Adrian Smith, an elementary school counselor raising money to feed local families, supports Kotek's decision.
It makes me proud as an Oregonian that we're stepping up and doing that for our families.
Oregon's move comes a day after Governor Bob Ferguson of Washington directed more than $2 million a week to local food banks. Ferguson's office says the payments will continue until the government shutdown ends. Back in Oregon, Governor Kotek is also still calling on the USDA to release contingency funds. The federal government has said they can't use that money for regular benefits, but lawmakers refute that.
All right, and tonight we are asking Governor Kotek's office about the amount of funding and if there is a plan for if or when that money runs out. We're also asking why only send money to food banks and not directly to SNAP recipient accounts like the state of Virginia has done. We will let you know if we hear back. I'm Victor Park, KATU News. I'll send it back to you, Deb.
Victor, thank you. This is new at 11. Vancouver police are looking for 53-year-old Todd Hubbard, a suspect in a rape and domestic violence case. Detectives say Hubbard cut off his GPS ankle monitor and failed to show up in court, where he was expected to plead guilty. A felony warrant is out for his arrest. Police warn the community, do not approach him. If you see Hubbard or know where he is, call 911 immediately. Also new tonight, Deep Creek Damascus School announcing a student made a threat involving a gun during class today. School officials say the student became frustrated and said he would bring a gun to school to shoot people. Staff members responded immediately. The student was taken home. Administrators say no gun was ever on campus and the student had no access to weapons. Authorities and district leaders are investigating that situation. Tonight, Portland police are investigating a pair of deadly crashes. First, a woman is dead after being hit by a car. Happened just before 8 tonight on Northeast 102nd Avenue between Pacific and Halsey. Officers say the woman died at the scene. The driver remained on scene and is cooperating with the investigation. And the second crash happened in Northeast Portland just before 6:30 near Gleason and 113th Avenue. Police say a bicyclist was killed after colliding with a vehicle. Medical crews provided emergency care, but the bicyclist died. The driver is cooperating with police. If you have any information on either crash, contact Portland Police.
It's incredibly unusual for a coyote to show this level of interest in humans, and oftentimes these incidents are linked towards feeding of coyotes, intentional or unintentional.
Wildlife officials are warning residents in Portland's Alameda neighborhood specifically that coyotes are seemingly becoming more bold after a 9-year-old child was attacked last Thursday. According to the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, the 9-year-old was playing hide and seek with their sibling outside about 6:15 at night when the coyote approached and bit the 9-year-old on the foot. the child only sustained minor injuries. KATU's Jennifer Singh is live from the Alameda neighborhood tonight with more on what happened and the message wildlife officials have for residents.
Yeah, Deb, so all around the Alameda neighborhood, you can find these flyers now warning residents about that attack and also what to do if you encounter a coyote. Now, coyotes are not necessarily an anomaly around the city, but wildlife officials do say this situation was unusual, and they say it's important to know what to do if you encounter a coyote.
That's pretty shocking. I would think that it would go for like a cat or something like that, but might actually go for a person.
Residents in the Alameda neighborhood are on high alert after learning about a recent coyote attack on a 9-year-old boy. The attack happening last Thursday while 2 kids were playing hide and seek in their yard. The coyote approaching the 9-year-old boy, biting their foot. The child was able to shake the coyote off, but the coyote did not leave until the father shouted and scared the animal away. The child thankfully walking away with just minor injuries.
It was a very unusual incident. The vast majority of encounters with coyotes are entirely benign.
Dave Kiter with ODFW tells me this situation likely points to a bigger issue of people welcoming the animals into their yards.
I did talk with a neighbor once who said that they'd heard that there were people that fed them sometimes.
The attitude signs around do not feed the coyotes.
I mean, that might be, maybe that's why they're becoming bolder. I don't know.
According to officials with ODFW, feeding coyotes is not only illegal in Oregon, it's dangerous for all parties.
It can make them spend more time around humans, which can cause conflict both with people and pets.
Kiter tells me the father in this incident did the right thing, scaring the coyote off. In the meantime, community members urge their neighbors to be vigilant, especially those who have kids or pets.
Keep your eyes open, and if you think you see a dog wandering by itself, it probably isn't a dog.
Just be careful.
Now, unfortunately, I was not able to get in contact with the family, but I'm told the 9-year-old is doing okay. I did, however, speak with the Portland Urban Coyote Project, who tells me around the fall, more teen coyotes are getting out and about, kind of learning more about city life, and that's the reason many people are reporting more sightings around this time. Now, if you do encounter a coyote, the most important thing you can do is to get loud, throw things at it, just get loud to make sure you can scare that coyote away. You should report any aggressive coyotes or any other aggressive animals to ODFW. Live in Alameda tonight, Jennifer Singh, KATU News.
Jen, thank you. Turning to some developing news. First day of the federal trial over President Trump's deployment of the National Guard troops in Portland is now in the books. Oregon and Portland leaders are suing, arguing the president's order was unlawful and unnecessary. In court today, Portland police commanders testified federal officers used excessive force during protests outside the city's ICE facility, hitting local officers with pepper balls and tear gas. Testimony also confirmed Portland police stopped managing traffic near the site over concerns it would violate Oregon sanctuary law, which bars assistance in federal immigration enforcement. The trial is expected to wrap up Friday. It's unclear how quickly the judge will rule on whether the federal deployment was lawful. KATU will stay on top of it.